Yo, 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 yo. Okay, so I've been requested by a couple people to do a breakdown of the Mrs. Midas extract. So I'm going to do that now. So this is the Mrs. Midas extract, which you will have in your exam, your set text, Scottish text exam. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a sort of breakdown of each of the sections, give you some options for your quotes, and then sort of quickly break down the 10-mark question for you. Okay, so very quickly, just to begin with. So the extract, it begins speaking about a nightmare that Mrs. Midas has. Okay, so you should have your jotters out, yeah? Make this, don't just be listening to me and entertainment eating a sandwich or something, yeah? Get your jotter out, you know what I mean? Okay, so you've got the first little part, the extract, okay? This section here, it talks about a nightmare that Mrs. Midas has. She has a nightmare that she has the child of her husband, Mr. Midas, and essentially the child is like deformed, disabled. The child is not scared. It scares her basically. Yeah, the child comes out and it doesn't look healthy basically. Okay, now that is the first part. So what she realizes based on that is that the relationship has to end. Yeah, so she realizes the relationship has to end. And again, what you can do, I'm going to speak a little bit fast, but what you can do obviously is you can rewind if you didn't catch something. But just to say again, first section has a nightmare about having her husband's child. The child comes out unhealthy, deformed, disabled, makes her realize she needs to end this relationship. Two quotes you can pick highlighted here, and I've shortened the extract. If it looks slightly different, it's because I've shortened it to make it sort of more focused and easy to remember. First quote, and who can live with the heart of gold? Heart of gold is talking about her husband. Heart of gold is her husband, Mr. Midas. So you can read this, and who can live with Mr. Midas? With the question mark, this becomes sentence structure. Okay. So you could say, Mrs. Midas asks a question, or you could say, okay, I'm going to make it simple. So Mrs. Midas asks a question. The question demonstrates her uncertainty, and it shows she's not sure or she doesn't think anyone would be able to put up with her husband. So again, who can live with a heart of gold? Sentence structure, question, shows her uncertainty, being unsure. This shows she isn't sure anyone could live with her husband. Okay, no one could put up with her husband, basically. Alternative option, you could take live. Word choice shows that she feels if her husband is in the picture, she doesn't have much of a good life. Word choice, live. If her husband's in the picture, she doesn't have a good life. Okay, alternative option, pupils like flies, talking about the baby, showing how it's unhealthy, and this would be a simile. Okay, simile, pupils like flies, shows the baby would be unhealthy. This shows that she has to end the relationship. Okay, so next section. Next section is Mr. Midas is kicked out by his wife. Unlucky, bro. So Mr. Midas gets kicked out, and uh, it's his wife that kicks him out, essentially. Yeah. So he had to move out. So basically, she kicks him out, drives him to the woods, to the forest. Okay. What we learn here is that the relationship at this point is basically almost completely over. So he had to move out. It's a short sentence. Okay, so there's one option. Short sentence emphasizes certainty, being sure about something. This shows she was sure that he had to leave the house. This shows the relationship is essentially over. And then your other options, he sat in the back, shows she's scared of him. And the fool who wished for gold shows that she doesn't like him, basically, yeah, or she almost completely does not like him at this point. Okay, so again, second little part, Mrs. Midas, Mr. Midas, Mr. Midas gets kicked out of the house. Okay. Next, Mr. Midas in the woods. So this part here tells you about her husband in the woods by himself. Now, the sort of key point here is that Mr. Midas starts to lose his mind. He starts to go crazy. He's isolated. He's alone in the woods. Okay, your quotes. He was thin, delirious. Delirious just means losing his mind, going insane, delirious. So this here, if you have a question on setting, this is what you want to use, okay? If you have a question on setting, use this here, all right? And basically use it to say the setting, which is isolated and alone and mysterious, okay? Which is the woods. The woods are isolated, mysterious. People don't really know what goes on there. They're isolated, like I said, they're dark. So there's some kind of possibly not good things about them. All of these reflect Mr. Midas, who's also now isolated because his wife's left him. He's also mysterious because he's got these kind of magical powers that don't really make sense. And also he's dark because now he's depressed, living in the woods, yeah? So again, just you can rewind this if you didn't catch it, but basically setting here reflects the character. Setting is isolated, mysterious, dark. Mr. Midas at this point is isolated. He's alone, doesn't have any love or family, etc. He's kicked out, basically. Mysterious because of his powers, and then also dark because he's losing his mind, and he is obviously at this point depressed, yeah, because no one's listening to him, and his wife has basically left him, yeah. This was the last straw. That was the last straw. So at this point, she's fully had enough, and she walks away. So again, options: thin, delirious. That's your word choice. Thin or delirious. That was the last straw. Short sentence indicates certainty. She's sure that she's going to leave him. She's giving him no more chances, yeah, basically. Okay, now finally, last little part of your extract is about Mrs. Midas's mixed emotions, her hate and her love for her husband. So she talks about how she hates what he's done. Yeah, she hates parts of his qualities, his personality. She thinks that he's an idiot. She thinks that he's greedy. So here's your quote options. Also, she thinks that he's extremely selfish. Word choice, and word choice. And then also sentence structure, possibly here. But also at the same time, so she hates what he's done and his personality in certain ways. But at the same time, she misses him. Okay, at the same time, she misses him. And the thing that she misses most about him is his touch, his hands. And that is the thing that she can never again get. So the poem essentially ends on like a sad note. Okay. So again, last little stanza, or last little extract is she hates him or hates what he's done, his qualities of greed and selfishness. But at the same time, she misses him and wishes things were not this way. All of this showing the relationship has now ended. She no longer will put up with him, and the love that she has is not enough to make her be with him, basically. Okay, good. So that's the extracts, okay, summarized. If you have any questions, obviously just put it in the comments here, let me know. Okay, now very quickly, the 10 mark question. So the 10 mark question, you want to pair this poem with Valentine. It's probably going to be the easiest option. Any question which has the word relationship, theme of love, strong emotion, complex character, theme of change, all of these, you can analyze them related to how the relationship falls apart because of Mr. The relationship falls apart because of what Mr. Midas does, because of his wish, his greed, etc. And how Mrs. Midas starts to dislike him, starts to become afraid of him, and so she leaves him. So again, anything about love, strong emotion, which is love, complex character, which is Mrs. Midas, change, relationship changes, relationship changes, falls apart. All of those are analyzed with the following, and you can pick any of the quotes from before, which I highlighted, to zoom in on, okay? So again, the whole point of the poem is you got this couple, the husband makes a bad decision, he's greedy, etc. The wife starts to hate him, starts to dislike him because of it. Relationship falls apart, and in the end, she completely leaves him. Okay, so any quotes related to that, obviously just pick your technique, and the techniques I've already listed as well when I showed you the quote. So you can just rewind, and you only need 2, yeah? So you need 2 from the poem. It's going to be on the exam paper. And then you want to pick 6 from Valentine, and I've already went ahead and picked out 6 quotes that you can use. Okay, and essentially all of these quotes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of these quotes, when you analyze them, talk about how they demonstrate a relationship that's not traditional. Okay, or you could say a love that's not traditional, or you can say a one-sided love. So one person loves the other person, but they don't get that back necessarily because they're like pushing the love. Or non-traditional love would be, would I give you an onion? So the person is not pursuing the other person in a way that is normal with a rose or with those kind of things. And essentially what they're saying is uh, that love is more complicated, and they're taking the approach that love is more complicated. So you can tie all of these to Mrs. Midas with saying, um, we see here a non-traditional relationship. So relationship in Mrs. Midas, the relationship that falls apart because of one person's wish. Relationship in Valentine is a non-traditional relationship, or a one-sided relationship, or a relationship that is based on a different kind of love. Just analyze these quotes and connect it to any one of those things, and you should be good to go. Okay, so if you have any questions, that's obviously rewind this as many times as you need to. If you have any questions, please do ask. Shout out to everyone again who's like subscribed and has been showing love to the channel and stuff. Apologies that I haven't been dropping as much content. It's been super busy in it, plus Ramadan in it. So not to say I'm heavy holy in that, but you've been fasting in that. You know what I'm saying, that things aren't it. Okay, I gotta go. Take care. Yeah, much love, and good luck with your exams. Yeah.